that some people would not believe me. And before we start, I would like to ask, is everyone comfortable with their life? I believe everyone is, so let's continue on. The question in their mind is, what is a Brony? That's a crazy speech by me. A Brony is pretty much anyone who is a fan of the show My Little Pony. As you see on the screens, pretty much you spread love and care, you spread love and tolerance to not only to yourself or anyone you know, but you spread it to other cultures as well. It's a sort of way you can say, what you give to me, I get. No matter what you give to me, I give happiness back to you. Is it a taboo subject? In some cases, yes, but it's not as bad as being considered a furry. It's actually much nicer. It promotes happiness to other people, and such my case, where I feel happier by just admitting to other people that I am a Brony, by making myself, productive in my life. It does not sadly cure arrogance about people's general conception about the subject, which is why some people still consider it taboo, even in our day and age of 2019. Why be Brony, you may ask yourself? Well, it's not something easy to get. It's actually easy to get into, which most people think it is. It's wonders for the soul in some people's cases, where it brings out the inner happiness out of your own soul. Like, an example, in my case, where I find myself sad, watching an episode always brings me back up to a happier mood than I was in the previous motion, such as watching my first episode. Made me feel happier that day than the day previous when I was being bullied in school. Now the question is, why am I one? Well, as you see on the screen, there is the 6 elements of harmony of the show. For me, these elements represent not only the human soul, but it also represent the innermost soul parts of anyone's soul. Besides the 6 elements you see here, such as laughter, honesty, generosity, happiness, kindness, laughter, and magic, these elements can be posed anywhere else in life as well, like the magic of love, or the kindness of having a new friend, or even essentially the generosity of helping someone picking up a car on the other side of the road. These are not just in life, but you can put these in any other emotions in life as well. Now, the history of the show came out in 1982 with Jim Run, and as a funny Brony joke was, the plot is slightly lacking. I guess some of them may went over your heads, but the joke means that the show was not as good as it was where it is now. The show started off by a young woman in England who was creating a toy line for kids in England, not in the UK, but originally brought by Hasbro to the Americas, where now is now is one of the top leading toys in America and the whole world. It was referenced in many good movies, as well as some funny shows such as Doctor Who. And season 2 was rebranded in 1992, which caused the show to skyrocket into this method where it seemed more like Gen 4, where we at the very far. Now Gen 3 was not considered the dark ages of the show, where people felt like it wasn't worth watching. But what the generation I am in right now is Generation 3.5 to Generation 4, where the show has really expelled to happiness. My history in the show, well, I first got in the show in season 1 because I was going through bullying in school, made me feel sad about always being an oddball out in school, and at that time I felt like it wasn't worth living. I was falling to depression at a very young age, and because of that, it made me feel way less of a human. It made me feel like a monster to other people, and because of that, I wanted to take my own life at the time. But because watching an episode known as Green is Not Your Favorite Color, Green is Not Your Color, which is an episode of season 1, brought me out of my depression at that time and made me want to live my life back to the way I wanted to. It made me feel like a person, like all over again, like a newborn child, speaking the words for the first time. However, because of that, I still have depression to this day. I'm managing it because with my doctors, but my doctor doesn't really know that I do watch the show constantly to make myself happier every day. It makes me feel better to just watch the show than to take the meds every day. It makes me feel more alive. Give me the activity of my, life. And because of that, I recommend that anyone should watch at least one episode. It doesn't matter which episode you watch. Could be the first, could be the last, could be the third episode of the series. Now about this, I have met many friends from the show. I met my big sister Christina from watching the show back before the show even aired, before I knew she existed. As well, many of my friends are watching me right now on the camera because the camera lives out there. But other than that, I have met so many new friends in my life because of this that I felt that there are my light and shining moments, there are my knights in shining armor to keep me protected from my own depression when I need it. They may not know it to this day, but they have saved my life many times by just simply saying, hey, how are you? Or, what you doing on Nitro? Or just simply just saying my name in the ways that I consider myself canon, in my own canon way. Now, the inner me. As you see on the screen, this is consider my persona in the MCU universe. A green pony who likes to dig around the ground. He's very colorful, he's very happy, he's always liked to help others, which is why he has a singing personality. And why do I say Brony? Because I have a job with it now. I make a YouTube series called NitroSilverNigel, and I do podcasts sometimes with other content creators on YouTube with this series. It makes me feel more aware of my surroundings now. It makes me feel stronger in a way. We're getting stronger now with this. We're stronger now. I keep these series up every year, and I keep these series up for going on for a long time. In fact, the Meet Those Z series turns 1 year old next week. So if that means I've been doing this for almost a year now, being paid for doing nothing except talk about other people's OCs. Other than that, I love doing this series. It gives me a powerful light in my eyes to see this series keep on growing when I do this. Being on Brony has saved me. Not only being on Brony is like breathing for me. I just breathe Brony. Just gives me that powerful to make me feel awesome. And lifestyle change, is this good? This is good. Now remember to smile. That's all I have to say.